Hi dear students, welcome back to YouTube channel me.hu Maths e-learning with us. Today I am going to discuss the second chapter of class 10 mathematics polynomials in this video. Let's check what are the learning objectives of this lesson. The first objective is zeros of a polynomial, geometrical meaning of the zeros of a polynomial, relationship between zeros and coefficients of a polynomial, and division algorithm for polynomials. In class 9, you have studied about polynomials, right? Before moving to the zeros of a polynomial, I will just revise what are polynomials and what is the degree of a polynomial. What is a polynomial? A polynomial is a mathematical expression with numbers and variables with positive integers as exponents. We'll discuss more with examples. Here 3x plus 4. Now it is a mathematical expression. How many terms are there? There are two terms. 3x is one of the term and 4 is another term. And in one of the term there is a variable x. What's the power of the x here? It is not given means it is 1. According to the definition of the polynomial, the power of the exponent of the variable must be a positive integer. So it is a positive integer. So it is a polynomial. 3x plus 4 is a polynomial. And what is its degree? Is degree is equal to 1. How will you calculate the degree of a polynomial? Degree of a polynomial is the highest degree of the term. What is the degree of a term? The degree of the term is the degree of the variable in that term. Okay, so in this term the variable is x, so its degree is 1. So the highest degree here, there is no variable. With 4 there is no variable, so actually you can write it is x to the power 0, right? Anything to the power 0 is 1. So it is 3x to the power 1 plus 4x to the power 0. Now the degree of this polynomial is 1. Next example, 5x squared plus 8x minus 4. Here there are three terms, right? Three terms. 5x squared is a term, 8x is another term, minus 4 is another term. Now in the first term, the power of the variable is 2, x squared. The second term, power of the variable is not given means it is 1. And the last term, there is no variable means you can write it x to the power 0 if required. So for each term you can see the power of the variables are positive integers. That means it is a polynomial. It is a polynomial. Now what about the degree of this polynomial? Now we'll analyze the degree of each term. The first term is 5x squared, its power is 2. The second term is 8x to the power 1, so its degree is 1. And the last term is 4x to the power 0. Among all these three, the highest is 2. So degree of this polynomial is equal to 2. Next example, minus y cube plus 3y square plus y minus 8. How many terms are there in this expression? There are 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in this expression the variable is y, and look at the powers of the variables. 1 is 3 and 2 and 1, and there is no variable, so you can write it as y to the power 0. So everything is positive integers means it is a polynomial. It is a polynomial. Now what about the degree? Degree is the highest among these powers. So highest is 3. So 3 is the degree of this. Next example, 3 by x minus 4. The x comes in the denominator. 3 by x. What is 1 by x? Can you write 1 by x in the power notation? So 1 by x can be written as x to the power minus 1. In class 9, the exponents law, you have studied this one. 1 by x is x to the power minus 1. So this expression can be rewritten as 3x to the power minus 1 minus 4. So the power of the variable is negative 1, is a negative integer, so it is not a polynomial. It is not a polynomial. Not a polynomial. Next example, 8x raised to minus 2 plus 3x minus 4. Here also there are three terms in this expression, and for the first term the power is -2. It's a negative integer. It is not a positive integer, so it is not a polynomial. Not a polynomial. Next example, root x minus 4. Root x also can be written in the power notation, right? What is root x? Root x can be written as x to the power 1 by 2. You know that? Root x is x to the power 1 by 2. So this expression can be rewritten as x to the power 1 by 2 minus 5. The power of this variable, the power of the variable in this expression is not an integer, it is a fraction. So it is not a polynomial. Not a polynomial. Next example, root 2 times x plus 7. Here there are two terms, and here also root is coming, but root is for the number, the coefficient, root 2. So root 2 and multiplied by x plus 7. So for the variable, the power is 1. That means it is a polynomial. It is a polynomial. And what is the degree of this polynomial? The highest power of the variable is 1. So degree is equal to 1. Degree is equal to 1. Next example, 3 minus 8y. Here you can see y is the variable. There are two terms, 3 and minus 8y are the terms. And for the variable, the highest power is 1 here, right? So it is a polynomial. It is a polynomial. And degree is equal to 1. Degree is equal to 1. There are different classification for polynomials. In terms of its degree, there are classification. In terms of the number of terms, there are classification. Now here, we'll just revise the name of the polynomials in terms of its degree. We know what is a degree of a polynomial, right? So degree can be 1, degree can be 2, degree can be 3. So it can be any number depending on the power of the variable in the polynomial. So linear polynomial. Linear polynomial means when the degree of the polynomial is 1, the polynomial is called linear polynomial. Examples are x plus 4 is a linear polynomial, 5x minus 7 is a linear polynomial, 8y plus 10 is a linear polynomial, simply y is a linear polynomial. Okay, in all these there is variable and its power is 1. When the power is 1, we will not write it. When we are not writing it, that means the power is 1. Now all these are examples for linear polynomial. Now quadratic polynomial, when the degree is 2, then the polynomials are called quadratic polynomial. Examples are, a quadratic polynomial must contain a second degree term. The first degree terms or constant terms are not mandatory in the polynomial, but second degree term is compulsory. Examples, 3x square minus 5x plus 2 is one of the example. 5x square is an example for quadratic polynomial. 8y square minus 4 is an example for quadratic polynomial. Okay, so there should be one term with the power 2. So you can see in every expression you can see a term with the power 2. Now cubic polynomial, the degree is 3. So examples are 3x cube minus 4x square plus 2x minus 8 is an example for cubic polynomial. 5x cube minus 3x plus 9 is another example. Y cube plus 4 is another example. 8z cube minus 3z plus 6 is another example. So these are the examples for linear polynomial, quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial. Now we'll discuss what is a zero of a polynomial. Zeros of a polynomial. I have given three expressions here. First one is p of x is equal to minus 5. In class 9, you have studied the value of a polynomial, right? What is the value of a polynomial? So you can find the values of the polynomial. When you give x equals 1, so you will get p of 1 equals 1 minus 5. That means negative 4, right? So the value of this polynomial when x equals 1 is negative 4. Now, when x equals 2, what is the value of this polynomial? P of 2 equals 2 minus 5 equals negative 3. Then value of this polynomial when x equals 5, that is P of 5 equals 5 minus 5 equals 0. Now, these are the values of the polynomial. In the first case, minus 4 is the value of the polynomial when x equals 1. Negative 3 is the value of the polynomial when the x value is 2. 0 is the value of the polynomial when x value is 5. So, when the value of the polynomial is 0, then the corresponding value of x is called the 0 of the polynomial. So, x is equal to 5 is the 0 of this polynomial. 0 of p of x. What is 0 of a polynomial? 0 of the polynomial is the value of the variable so that the value of the polynomial is 0. Next example, we'll check next example. P of x is equal to x square minus 3x plus 2. So we'll find the values of this polynomial. So P of 1, that means x equals 1. When we substitute x equal to 1, we'll find P of 1, that is 1 square minus 3 times 1 plus 2. That means 1 minus 3 plus 2 is 0, right? So x equals to 1, x equals 1 is a 0, of p of x. Now we'll check, is there any other zeros present? So we'll check p of 2, x equals 2, that is p of 2. Now p of 2 means 2 square minus 3 times 2 plus 2. So 2 square is 4 minus 6 plus 2 means 0, right? That means x equals 2 is also a 0. Another 0. Another 0 of p of x. So we got two zeros. One x is equal to 1, x is equal to 2. For a quadratic polynomial, there will be maximum 2 zeros, and for a linear polynomial, there will be 1 0. For a quadratic, maximum 2 zeros. Next example, y square minus 1. So we'll check p of 1. So it is 1 square minus 1 equals 0. So 1 is a 0. Y equals 1 is a 0. Next one is a 0 of the polynomial, okay? 0 of p of y. Next we'll check p of 2. P of 2. P of 2 is 2 squared minus 1. So it is 4 minus 1 is 3. It is not a 0. Now we'll check p of minus 1. P of negative 1. What is negative 1 squared? Negative 1 square minus 1. So negative 1 square is 1. 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So y equals negative 1 is also a 0. Y equals negative 1 is a 0 of p of y. For linear polynomials, you can find only one 0. Maximum number of 0 is 1. For a quadratic polynomial, that is degree 2, the highest number of zeros present is 2. And when the degree is 3, that is for a cubic polynomial, the number of zeros present will be, maximum number of zeros present will be 3. You won't get 4 zeros. You may get 3, you may get 1. And when the degree is 4, the maximum number of zeros will be 4. If the degree is n, there will be maximum n zeros present in the polynomial. Now we'll discuss the geometrical representation of a 0 of a polynomial. In class 9, you have studied how to draw the graph of a linear equation, right? Once you get a linear equation y equals 3x plus 4, you know how to draw the graph. You studied in class 9 to draw the graph and to find the solutions of the linear equation. Now here it is a polynomial. You can see p of x is equal to x square minus 3x minus 4 is a polynomial. For each values of x, you may get the values of the polynomial. So we'll represent the value of the polynomial using the variable y. So this polynomial can be written in the form of equation as y equals x square minus 3x minus 4, where y represents the value of the polynomial. Now look at this. When you substitute -2, the value of the polynomial is 6. When you substitute -1 for x, you will get -1 square is 1 minus 3 times -1, that is plus 3, -4. So 1 plus 3, that is 4 minus 4 is 0. Like that, you can substitute each values. When you substitute x, you will get the value of the polynomial is -4. When you substitute 1, you will get the value of the polynomial is -6. When you substitute 2, you will get the value of the polynomial is -6, 3, -4, 4, 0, 5, 6. To draw a graph, we need these values, right? X values and y values. And we'll draw this on a Cartesian plane. After plotting these points on a Cartesian plane, in class 9th, you studied how to draw the graph. So here you have the values of x and y. To draw the graph, you need to plot the points -2 and 6. So x value is -2, y is 6, this is the point. Then -1 and 0, -1 and 0, this is the point. Then 0 and -4, this is the point. 1 and -6, this is the point. 2 and -6, this is the point. 3 and -4, this is the point. 4 and 0, this is the point. 5 and 6, this is the point. So we'll plot the points and we'll draw the graph. This graph, the name of this graph is parabola. Parabola. This is not important for you. From this list, which is the 0 of the polynomial? 0 of the polynomial is the value of variable x, so that the value of the polynomial is 0. So this, the second line is the value of the polynomial. So you can see this and these are the value of the polynomial. These are the cases when value of the polynomial is 0. That means at x is equal to -1, at x is equal to -1, and x is equal to 4, the value of the polynomial is 0. That means -1, x is equal to -1 and x is equal to 4 are the zeros of the given polynomial. Now look at the graph. When x is equal to -1, when x is equal to -1, you can see this is the point, x is equal to -1. It crosses the x-axis, and when x is equal to 4, this is the point, it crosses the x-axis. That means from the graph, when the graph of a quadratic polynomial is given, so you can directly find the 0 from the graph. So this is the point where the line cuts the x-axis. Very important, this is the x-axis. Okay, this is the x-axis. When the graph cuts the x-axis, that point, the value of x is called the 0 of the polynomial. So here, how many zeros are there? There are 2 zeros. So it cuts the x-axis 2 times. So there are 2 zeros for this polynomial, and the value of the x where it cuts the x-axis is called the 0 of the polynomial. It is the 0 of the polynomial. Now you can solve the exercise 2.1. Exercise 2.1 is a very simple, but usually these type of questions are asked in board exams also for 1 mark. It's very simple. You need to find, the question is the graph of y equals p of x are given in figure. For some polynomials p of x, you need to find the number of zeros. Just now we studied how you can find the zeros of a polynomial from the graph. So we'll count the number of times it crosses the x-axis. So for the first one, it doesn't cross the x-axis. This is the, you can see x-axis is this one. It doesn't cross the x-axis. That means there is no zero. For the first question, no zero. No zeros. Second question, count the number of times it crosses the x-axis. So you can see it crosses x-axis here only one time. So don't count this one. Okay, this is not, it is y-axis. Don't count this point. It crosses the x-axis only one time. So the number of 0 is 1 0. 1 0. For the third question, how many times it crosses x-axis? There is a point here, and there is a point here, and there is a point 3 times. So number of 0, 3 zeros. Fourth question, how many times it crosses the x-axis? 1, 2, 2 times. So the answer is 2 zeros. The fifth question, how many times it crosses the x-axis? 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So number of zeros, 4 zeros. And in the last one, sixth question, how many times it crosses? 1, and here it just touches, and here it touches. We need to check the points where it touches the x-axis or crosses the x-axis. So you can see 2 points it just touches and 1 point it crosses, total 3. So there are 3 zeros. That's all for today's topic. I hope everything is very clear because all concepts are very simple. And the next video we'll be discussing the relation between the coefficients and the zeros of the polynomial. Thank you for watching. Keep practicing all the questions. Have a nice day.